Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nigecomsat. You can now download the Global TV Nigeria app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. Nigeria's access to a $602.95 million grant for 2025 from the United States Agency for International Development is now uncertain following a 90-day suspension of all agency programs by President Donald Trump. The fund freeze stems from an executive order signed by President Trump after his return to office in January 2025, directing a comprehensive review of U.S. foreign assistance. The review aims to assess the effectiveness of American aid programs with a focus on eliminating waste and ensuring funds align with U.S. national interests. The Deputy British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Johnny Baxter, has expressed concern over the insecurity in Osun State, describing the violence as a worrisome development. He made this remark during a courtesy visit to the Oni of Ife, Adeyeye Ogunwusi, at his palace. This is according to a press release signed by the Director of Media and Public Affairs, Oni's Palace, Moses Olafare. The United States Ambassador to Nigeria, Richard Mills, says there is no evidence that the United States Agency for International Development is funding Boko Haram or any terrorist group. Mills stated after meeting with the Nigeria Governors Forum in Abuja that no nation condemns Boko Haram's violence more strongly than the U.S. He assured all that if any evidence is found, the U.S. government will work with the Nigerian government to investigate it. The Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa says Nigeria will not accommodate any form of disrespect from any country against its citizens, saying it is important for everyone to understand that Nigeria deserves respect. The CDS stated this at the defense headquarters in Abuja shortly after he received wounded military personnel that had participated in the Invictus Games in Canada, maintained that Nigerians is being treated unfairly by some countries. Kikelomo Okere completes the story.
The Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa dismissed the insinuation from some quarters that members of the armed forces were not invited to Vancouver, Canada, to participate in Invictus Game initiated by Duke Sykes. Providing an insight into what transpired during the preparation, General Musa says they followed all due process, adding that concerned government officials, including ministers and national security advisor, were aware.
The denial of the visa. We mustn't travel abroad. Nigeria is good enough for all of us. We had an agreement. We were invited. A program was sent. We forwarded our requirements. We followed the process. Everybody knows members of the armed forces will never take shortcuts. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Minister of State, the NSA, everybody is aware about this journey. And we followed the process. But for reasons best known to them, most of the teams, you remember, the team captain did not go. The medical doctor was not there, the physiotherapist did not go. All those that were important for the team were not given visas. And the question is why? Well, I'm happy that the federal government is also looking at those aspects. I think it's important for people to understand that we deserve respect as Nigerians all over the world. And we must never accommodate disrespect from anybody because we're a great country.
A further pledge to stop at nothing to improve the morale of the troops and the wounded and the sick personnel.
Chief of Defense Staff, this is a clarion call that whatever it takes to raise the morale of our troops, we will do it, whatever the cost is, because we know once the troops see what we are doing with those that are injured, they will want to give their best because they know if anything happens to them, they will also be taken care of.
Speaking shortly after they were ushered in, the Director of Sport at Defense Headquarters lament over the visa denial by the Canada High Commission, saying out of 25-man team that was invited, only 14 were granted visas. He explained that the team were initially demoralized because the team captain, physiotherapists, and other important persons that were supposed to be part of the trip but were denied visas.
These soldiers re-strategized knowing their success was already diminished from teams and put up a great fight. Notwithstanding this setback, our team participated in over 6 events, which include wheelchair basketball, sitting volleyball, Nordic events, indoor rowing, and swimming. The team's outstanding performance earned Nigeria 1 gold medal, 1 silver medal, and 4 bronze medals.
The team leader expressed gratitude to the Chief of Defense Staff, saying the experience gives them opportunity to interact with other officers from other countries and to heal.
When we were privileged to get to the point where we'll see the light at the end of the tunnel was when you magnanimously brought the Invictus and this initiative to the wounded, injured, and sick personnel. So it was a magnanimous initiative that actually brought light at the end of the tunnel for all of us. So when all of us were introduced to the game as a means of recovery, little did we know that our disability will be overturned.
I said there is an ability in every disability because you never can tell where your strength is. Being here today, sir, I would say we are very grateful because when Ruth came in, when I saw Ruth the first time, Ruth could not use her hand, and today she is the gold medalist.
The Invictus Game is an international multi-sport event meant for recovery for the wounded, injured, and sick personnel. However, the team finally won different medals listed as 1 gold medal, 1 silver medal, 4 bronze medals in different sports they participated in. Kike Lomo Okere, Global Television News.
The 36 state governors under the endorsement of the Nigeria Governors Forum have emphasized the need to deepen cooperation with the United States of America on economic development, governance, and health. In a statement issued after its meeting in Abuja, NGF Chairman and Kwara State Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak reaffirmed their commitment to working with state legislators to promote governance forums reforms and ensure effective policy implementation at the subnational level. The statement reveals that the forum engaged with the U.S. ambassador to Nigeria, who shared his vision for a renewed and dynamic partnership between Nigeria and the United States, highlighting a shift from a donor-recipient model to one of mutual collaboration. He underscored the importance of fostering economic opportunities for Nigerians. The National Youth Service Corps in Benue State has confirmed the withdrawal of corps members from Mba community in Kwande local government area due to ongoing attacks. The Assistant Director of Information and Public Relations of NYSC in the state, Yahuza Adamu, stated this in Makurdi. Adamu says the withdrawal of corps members from Mba community was as a result of incessant attacks on the community. The Ganduje Foundation has sponsored free eye treatment for 1,000 residents of Jigawa State. The exercise was held at Sambo Hospital Duse in Jigawa State. All the beneficiaries were provided with medications and recommended eyeglasses, as some of them underwent eye surgery for a variety of eye diseases. Kike Lomo Okere has details.
Governor of Jigawa State, Malam Umar Namadi, has commended the National Chairman of Progressive Congress, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, and his wife, Professor Afsat Umar Ganduje, for the gesture. Namadi says he was not surprised by how Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje is extending some of the human-centered projects he executed while he was the governor of Kano State to Jigawa State, saying Professor Afsat Umar Ganduje is of Jigawa origin. The APC national chairman emphasized the importance of sight, saying that was the main reason behind the exercise in the state. He added that the medical outreach is one of the services Ganduje Foundation provides to Nigerians. The beneficiary commended Ganduje's foundation for the outreach. They says they were glad that they were provided with a number of eye problem related service free of charge. The All Progressive Congress National Chairman Abdullahi Ganduje attended the event in the company of his wife Professor Afsat Umar Ganduje, his children and well-wishers. The outreach include surgery for variety of eye diseases and provision of medication and recommended glasses to all beneficiaries. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
The Nigerian Senate has identified and corrected errors in the 2025 appropriation bill, which was passed by both the Senate and the House of Representatives last Thursday. The discrepancies were discovered during the final cleaning and realignment process by the Joint Committee on Appropriations. Sharon Ajayi completes the story.
In a motion presented during plenary section, Chairman of the Senate Committee on Appropriations, Senator Adeola Solomon, outlined these corrections. The primary adjustment involves changes to the recurrent non-debt expenditure, which has been increased to 13.58 trillion naira, while the capital expenditure has been reduced to 23.43 trillion naira.
Note that while the total sum of 54,990,165,355,396 and statutory transfer of 3,645,761,358,925 naira expenditure remained the same as past, while the recurrent non-debt expenditure was increased from to 13,588,9,682,673, and the capital expenditure was reduced to 23,439,251,624,250.
The Joint Committee on Appropriations has already implemented these corrections in the bill, which has been approved following its recommittal to the Committee of Supply. Despite the amendment, the overall budget remains unchanged at 54.99 trillion naira. This total includes 3.64 trillion naira designated for statutory transfers and 14.31 trillion naira allocated for debt servicing.
Sum of 54,990,160,355,396 naira only, of which 3,645,358,925 naira only is for statutory transfers and
handling over the rescue hostages. The National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu says the rescue was as a result of joint operations from all the security agencies led by the 1 Division of the Nigerian Army, Kaduna. He noted that the operations of all security forces was sequel to the directive of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to work extra to ensure that kidnapped victims were rescued.
Already a lot have taken place. We are restoring order. We are bringing justice. We are bringing back peace to our country. About 59 or so people today. Last week, another number like that. And thousands, and it's ongoing across the country. And it is also a joint operations of all those who are in charge or in the forefront of fighting to keep us safe in our country.
The coordinator of the National Counter-Terrorism Center, Major General Gabar Aka, noted that some of them have spent 4 months in captivity. He added that they were kidnapped in different parts of Kaduna, saying that the pressure from troops to take to their heels and abandon the hostages.
With the bandits for about 4 months, different periods. in between, but the most period has been 4 months. And based on intelligence that we've been collecting, the NSA directed we tie up with one division Nigerian Army, who is the lead in Kaduna, to conduct operations within the area which we've identified to rescue these people. One division was the lead in this operation.
The Chief of the Civil Military Affairs, Major General Gold Chibisi, noted that they were on board with the NSA following presidential directive to ensure they are released.
The Army, the Air Force, and all the Navy, and indeed all the military and intelligence security agencies, the police, we are fully on board with the National Security Advisor, and we will continue to work under his coordination to ensure that the mandate given to us in furtherance of the intent of the Commander-in-Chief is fully actualized.
The Chief of Staff to Kaduna State Government applauds the federal government and the security agencies for their cooperations, stating that the collaboration has significantly improved security in the region.
Second time you are coming here to receive freed captives. The last time was over 40, and you can practically see that we have 58 before you now. These captives were rescued along Abuja-Kaduna way, specifically at Louisiana, and through the effort of the various security agencies, where the effort is yielding fruit.
However, the National Security Advisor further commends security agencies for their relentless effort and assured Nigerians that the government will continue to work towards a peaceful and secure nation. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
The Katsina State Hisbah Board has banned all nightclub activities across the state, citing Islamic principles and the need to uphold moral values. The Hisbah Commander General, Dr. Aminu Usman, announced this in a statement issued in Katsina. He stated that nightclub owners will shut down their establishments to curb immoral practices, protect societal values, and address security concerns in the state. The Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dr. Dele Alake, has described his conferment with the Honorary Fellowship by the Nigerian Mining and Geosciences Society, NMGS, as a recognition of the federal government's commitment to repositioning the mining sector, stressing that the advancement of the sector is a collective responsibility. Here is Ogochukwu Mobuna's report.
Delivering the keynote address at the 60th Annual International Conference and Exhibition of the Nigerian Mining and Geoscience Society themed Transformation of the Mineral Energy, Water and Construction Sectors Through Innovation, the Minister of Solid Mineral, Dele Alake, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Mary Ogbe, noted that the mining industry is undergoing a global paradigm shift with the adoption of digital technologies, harping on the imperative of embracing these innovations to attract investment, increase productivity, responsible extraction of the nation's vast mineral resources, affirming the federal government's efforts to resolve and creating an enabling environment for innovation-driven growth in mining and allied sector.
Innovation is the cornerstone of sustainable growth, and it is through technological advancement, research, and strategic partnership that we can unlock new opportunities and drive development.
He further charged the Nigerian Mining and Geoscience Society to foster industry collaboration that would drive transformation of the mining industry, while reiterating the commitment of the ministry to work with the society and other industry players to realize the full potentials of the nation's natural resources for national development.
Our Mining Act is being reviewed to meet current practices, promoting research and development through partnerships with universities and research institutions, supporting artisanal and small-scale miners through mechanization and asset funding, expanding mineral beneficiation programs to enhance local industrialization and job creation.
Dignitaries that graced the event include Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule, Group Chief Executive Officer NMPCL Mele Kyari, President NMGS Akinlade Olatunji, amongst others.
On the foreign scene, top diplomats from the group of 20 major economies will convene in South Africa for a meeting dominated by a packed global agenda but overshadowed by snub by the top U.S. envoy as a curtain raiser to the G20 summit in November.